In October 1989, employees working in an ordinary office building in Reston, Virginia, began to notice a strange smell coming from one of the upper floors. Inside that floor, monkeys were dying. Not one, not two, but dozens. Within days, the deaths accelerated. No alarms were raised publicly, no evacuation was announced. Instead, men in fully sealed biohazard suits entered the building in complete secrecy. Because the tests had come back positive for Ebola. And for several days, one of the deadliest viruses on Earth was sitting in a suburban office complex just outside Washington, D.C. This is the story of the Reston Ebola incident. The building looked completely normal. Glass windows, corporate offices, parking lot outside. Nothing about it suggested biological containment. But one section of the structure was being used as a quarantine facility for laboratory monkeys, recently imported from the Philippines. They were destined for medical research. At first, there was nothing unusual. Then the animals began to get sick. They stopped eating, they became weak, and then they started to die. The staff had seen illness before, but this was different. The death rate was nearly total. Autopsies revealed internal bleeding, organs were shutting down, samples were rushed to a military research institute, or the United States Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases, or USAMRIID, one of the only bases in the country equipped to handle the most dangerous pathogens on Earth. Days later, the results came back. The virus looked like Ebola. At that time, Ebola was known for one thing: extreme lethality. Entire villages in Africa had been wiped out. If this diagnosis was correct, then a level 4 biohazard was sitting in a commercial office building in the suburbs of the United States capital. People were working in offices just meters away, driving home to their families completely unaware. The operation immediately became classified. At night, a team entered the building. They were wearing fully encapsulated positive pressure suits. Each had its own oxygen supply. Any tear in the material would mean exposure. The hallways were silent, the lights dim. Inside the animal rooms, the air itself was considered contaminated. Their mission: contain the outbreak and remove every infected animal and prevent the virus from escaping. Every surface was treated as lethal. There was one terrifying problem. This strain of Ebola appeared to be spreading through the air between cages. That had never been seen before. If it could infect the humans the same way, then containment would fail. The team worked for hours in sealed suits, moving through rooms filled with dying animals, injecting them one by one. Outside the building, life continued normally. No one knew what was happening inside. After the animals were removed, the entire facility was sterilized. Walls, floors, air systems, everything. The operation took days, and it was done without public announcement. The building never appeared on an emergency broadcast. No city-wide panic, just a silent biological containment in the middle of suburbia. Then came the final discovery. This was not the African Ebola strain. It was a new variant, Reston Ebola. It infected monkeys with near total lethality, but in humans, it did not cause fatal disease. Blood tests later showed that some workers had been exposed, and they survived, without ever knowing. The Reston incident could have been catastrophic. A high-security pathogen inside an ordinary office building near the center of American government, handled in secret, contained just in time. Today the story is largely forgotten. The building returned to normal use. Cars filled the parking lot again. Lights came back on, and no visible sign remained of the days when men in spacesuits walked its corridors carrying a virus that the world feared. For more such videos, follow the Concealed Archive and check out the video where the Japanese faced an attack in the Tokyo subways.